Yes.
Okay. Okay, so are you saying, Mayor, that we cannot change the charter concerning the quorum?
Rita, you asked me a question I really don't know the answer to.
Okay, so we can't even vote on it. That's what I'm trying to understand. What are our rights as city council members to correct this situation so that this will not happen to any other set of council members? Because this is stopping us from doing the work of the city that the people elected us to do. Okay? That's my point. This to happen to anybody else. Get stuck like this. Because this is an embarrassing situation.
Rita, I'd have to consult, some legal minds. I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying.
He is our city attorney. Did we request for him to be here?
We have Sid is his health is not good and he's not feeling well. We have here with us tonight an associate of Mr. Shepherd's. And he is here and he's listened to everything.
And what does he say about doing a resolution for our city charter?
Hold on just a second, Ray.
Okay.
We'll be fine. You on there now?
Everybody else is also Zoom, and it seems like
Yeah, we got back on. Hold on just a minute.
I'll get off of this.
Okay, folks, we're trying to get established on this second phase of Zoom. I see everybody back on. Please mute your phones. We got a terrible echo problem.
Okay. Where is my? It's not you. You're not on your phone. Okay.
Okay, we have Miss Faulkner on by phone right now, and we're trying to discuss with her the resolution.
All right, here you go. Here you go. Evangelist Cooley is on.
what happened, my phone cut me out for the city council meeting.
Right.
This meeting. No, she's all at the
Mommy, I'm handing you this so my thing won't fall off. Yeah.
Folks, please mute your
Hello.
communication.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
We got some personal conversations going on, and
This is a mess.
we can't conduct business.
Let's just call this thing off.
You want to go ahead?
As I understand it, Ms. Faulkner, whoever
Let breathe.
provide for a resolution, constitute a quorum. And the answer to that is that the council can certainly have order to it. That's what the city council does. But
Who's that there?
the
Who's that?
can't be done without the legislation involved.
Okay, the question I have is, if we make this an ordinance and we vote on it, can that be placed in the,
I think the question you're asking is whether the forum issue was of a charter, or whether it's a simple ordinance.
right?
And, it sounds like a charter on the surface.
Right.
More research is what can give you a,
Now, let me ask you one more question. So, does that mean,
required.
I just want to know, thank you so very much.
I can't hear it.
Okay. So I think we've explored that subject pretty well. We are still on the issue of the 2022 budget. And if we have no discussion, we will move on.
Wasn't that around free talk?
All right.
How can we move
Hearing
on? We haven't discussed anything.
I'm sorry.
We have not discussed anything. Move on.
I'm open the floor for that purpose. We have no 2022 budget right now. We're going to have that in order for this city to operate. Now,
But so
that
we
is
have not stated where we had a quorum or not. Do we have a quorum now, sir?
we do.
So what would not constitute a quorum?
Three would not constitute a quorum.
If three would not constitute a quorum, then the minutes, when we motioned that the hazard pay, that went through 3-0. So if that does not constitute a quorum, we need to address that issue again as far as the hazard pay.
I thought we was on the budget.
We are on the budget.
So let's go then.
I'm waiting for a motion.
I make a motion, we pass the 2022 budget.
I'll second that.
I've lost mine. Hang on. We have a motion to pass the 2022 budget
In a second.
and a second. Do we hear discussion?
Who made the motion?
We stated the items that needed to be discussed as far as that 151,000 whatever dollars that was in the budget that was set before us, as far as those capital improvement items in reference to that.
That's what we can do right now, Mr. Parker. We can have that discussion.
Now, I do not see, Councilperson Faulkner, I do see her, but I do not see her mic on. Can you hear us, Councilperson Faulkner?
Can't hear.
She's nodding yes, John.
Having a hard time taking minutes, huh?
John, you have the floor. Mr. Parker.
The as far as those items that are listed, there are some of those items we need to look back at. For one, the car for the animal shelter, the car for the building inspector, and the computer for the mayor.
What would you like to make a motion to delete that from the budget?
Well, I would like to hear the point of views from the other members of council in reference to those. Those are red flag.
Okay, Mr. Parker is asking for opinions and thoughts from other council members in reference to the $115,000 that comprise mostly of the cost of 3 new police cars. Also, 151, I'm sorry.
Okay, when did we determine that it was 3 police cars?
That is actually made up from the department head's interview with city administrator, Ms. Bobby.
Okay, so it's 3 police cars.
3 police cars, and I'm not sure what were the other issues. You said a new computer, Mr. Parker?
The computer for the mayor, the car for the building inspector, the car for the animal shelter, those are on there. Now, we would normally buy 1 car a year for the police department, but it's never been to $105,000 the tune for 1, and definitely not for 3. But there again, the other members of council give some clarity.
Mr. Mayor,
Ms. Collins, go ahead.
I'm in with I'm much of Mr. Parker's opinion. I think that we should sit down and maybe go, I don't know, maybe if they had an opportunity. We have a fire department that I don't know that they get vehicles on a regular basis. You know, after so many years, I think at one time our fire chief was, he was driving something, breaking down beside the road trying to get meetings. So it's not as much concern to me shown across the board. And for that reason, I have a feeling of that it's kind of not been done like it equally like it should.
Well, Ms. Collins, I can just tell you this, the request for the police cars is directly from the chief of police.
Yes, sir.
And if you would like to revisit that issue, if you would like to have more information on that, that can certainly be done. We're going to get into an issue of time. As y'all well know, if we don't have a budget ready to go, even though we're not sure of what the millage rate will be, it will be more difficult. Now, if that's what your choice is, then so be it, and that's your position.
That's not reason you want that police department.
But we have a motion and a second on the floor.
Chairman.
Do we have any more discussion?
Hello, anybody here?
Mr. Scott. Mayor.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
On the item of the police cars, I don't think we've had a new police car purchased since 2011. I mean, these guys, we expect an awful lot of them. We need to give them something dependable. And I don't understand why we would knock off that in a balanced budget.
Anyone else?
How are we paying for these capital improvements? Can anybody hear me?
Rita, is that you?
Yeah, I'm asking, how can we pay for capital improvement? Yes, that's me.
Okay.
How are we paying for capital improvement?
I can't hear. Rita, we're having trouble understanding you.
And something wrong with my mic.
Well, let's go ahead and call the question. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Raise your hand. We need a show of hands.
You gotta get over here when I see you.
Okay. All opposed? Okay, the motion dies.
Golly. Can't believe it.
We don't seem to be making much progress on this
We ain't
budget.
making a damn bit. We ain't making a damn bit.
So we are going to leave it, and we will leave it on the table.
That's all have a budget.
What's our next? Do we have another item on the agenda?
Let's go.
Okay, folks, that is all the items on the agenda.
Sir, the agenda was amended, the copy that I received.
Mr. Parker, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
The agenda was amended from the Ms. Price that she sent me a copy. There were 3 items on the agenda.
I think the final item that you had requested was an executive session.
There were 3 items, the one about the hazard pay and the one about the American Rescue Act. And she put those items on the copy that I have, but you emailed me back and said that we couldn't do an executive session. And then I asked about meeting at the fire department and the base station to do that.
Mr. Parker, the reason for an executive session being deleted is that there is no way I know of you can have a confidential, secure executive session electronically. Now,
well, the other 2 items were on the agenda.
And they were what?
One was the hazard pay and the other was the American Rescue Act.
Mr. Parker, I did not see that. Now, if you want to discuss that, we can.
It was on the agenda.
Well, I have not seen that. I don't know that ever got put formally on the agenda. And I'll explain to you why that item is still in question, and that is a direct result of the dispute about quorum. Now, when that was passed, we had lost a quorum. We had not determined at that point what a quorum was, and so that will have to be addressed again.
Well, if that is the case, since I've been receiving pay, I so move that the police, fire, recreation, and administration receive a $2 increase from August until the end of December.
Okay, Mr. Parker has a motion. Do we hear a second?
I second.
Bobby?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Yeah, John?
The motion is that the members of the fire department, the police department, the recreation department, and administration receive a $2 increase from August until December. It evidently was approved because those amounts have already been added to their checks. So if the 3 did not make that decision, it was added, but I want to rectify that since we have 5 members of council here, that the $2 from August until the end of December, because I talked with Melissa and I mentioned this at our last meeting, we had $394,000 in the CARES Act, round about 94, maybe 100,000. So we roughly have $260,000 left in that CARES Act that was said was still in the account. And that was where that $2, because it was determined that it was going to be roughly $20,000 per month, which is $100,000 from August until December.
Okay, does everyone understand the motion? Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Who seconded that motion?
Miss Bobby?
Bobby Collins, yeah. Yes. Okay.
And the other is the American Rescue Act.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
at this point, Johnny Ray and I are leaving the meeting. We're excused.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, at this point.
Sir,
Mr. Parker?
It's really sad that they left the meeting because there are paid elected officials to be on to represent their citizens, and they do not do this just because they do not agree. And so since those 2 have left, then do we have a quorum now, sir?
No, we do not.
All right, then my next thing would be so be it. It is what it is, but now we go forward from here.
Okay, we no longer have a quorum, and all business must cease. Thank everybody for being here, and those who.
And I will call for a call meeting.
We'll work on that. Yep. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.